Welcome to the Lion's Den. I'm Perry Lunsford. Welcome to my home. I'm the Healthy Insurance Dude. We like to think of ourselves as America's small business owners' HR department. The idea here is if you can help one small business, you can probably help two. If you can help two, you can help four. You can help 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, right? So if we can help that many, we get to retire. That's the idea here. So basically, our clients are the people that keep America running. Our clients are the people that you call when you need help, right? So your plumber, he's our client. Your electrician, he's our client. The guy who fixed my roof, he's my client. The guy who built the pergola in my backyard, the guy who built my pool, the guy who cleans my pool, the guy who mows my yard, the guy who built my landscaping. Those people are our clients. We work very heavily off of reciprocity. If you're not willing to call your plumber and say, hey, are you completely in love with the health insurance you currently have? If not, I'd love to be of assistance. This is not the right place for you. So let's talk about us. Who do we specialize in? Number one is small business owners. I would say 50% of our income comes from that, right? So the people that help you, help us. The reason those are my favorite is number one, they need us more than anybody else. They're the people that need our help. Also, the plans we specialize in are what are called guaranteed renewable to 65. And what that means is, if I can help a 40-year-old plumber get into one of our plans, he's gonna be my client for the next 25 years, which means I get to customer service the heck out of him for 25 years, which means I get to make a friend for the next 25 years, which also means I get to make residuals off of him for the next 25 years. The second client that comes in the door that we're able to be of assistance to are people who have COBRA. Well, what's COBRA? Well, let's say you work for a large corporation like Lockheed Martin or AT&T or something like that, and you have a $2,500 a month insurance plan, which is amazing and you should always have. But you lose that job. Now, before, Lockheed or AT&T was helping you pay for that bill, and when you lose that job and you quit or you get fired or you laid off or whatever it is, you get to keep that plan for a year and a half. But now, instead of the company paying for most of it, you have to pay for the whole thing. So you just lost your job and now you have $2,500 a month in insurance payments and you can't afford that. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna talk to you. And I'm gonna build you basically the same plan, but for typically half the cost. Now with those people, I'm probably not gonna make a lot of residuals. You're only gonna keep it for 3 to 6 months. You're gonna find another job, you're gonna move on. Now, so not a lot of residuals on those, but I would make a paycheck off of that based off of my commission. So how much is the average commission? Well, I think the average commission is around $1,200 per sale, paid out on Friday or Monday, but that price kind of bounces around because I can't stand the word average. So you're gonna make somewhere typically between $600 to $3,000 per sale, right? It just depends on who the client is. A 25-year-old single male, closer to the $600 mark. My family, middle-aged, remarkably handsome, bald guys and 5 kids, we're gonna make closer to that $3,000 mark. So it's kind of all over the place. Now, the third client that we have would be people who are kind of getting the shaft at work. So teachers, right? So a teacher typically is only about $150 a month for their insurance through the school district. Fantastic, keep it, wouldn't wanna change you. But if that teacher were to bring their family in, very often it's gonna go from $150 a month to $1,200, $2,200 a month. So what we would do here is we would say, teacher, you stay there, you're in the right place. But let's take the spouse and kids and bring them with me so I can build you a better plan than you have right now probably and save you between $500 to $1,500 a month. So those people are gonna stay our clients for somewhere between 1 to 3 years. So I would make residuals off of them, plus I would make my commissions off of them, plus I would make bonuses off of those, all of those different clients. Does that make sense? There we go. Now, let's talk about you. Let's talk about what we're looking for. So I would say there's about 6 traits you need to be successful here. Now, if you come here, you're an entrepreneur. If you come here, you're in business for yourself. You do not work for me. I'm not looking for employees. I like business partners. My job is to teach you how to be an incredible entrepreneur, okay? So let's talk about the skills we need. Number one is intelligence. So grade yourself here. Am I intelligent? Well, that's hard to grade ourselves on, right? Because, like Socrates says, the more intelligent we are, the more we know we're a ding-dong. But there's an opposite of that. The less intelligent we are, the more we realize everyone else is a ding-dong. So also, Intelligence is relative. Everybody's smart at something. But what kind of intelligence do we need here? Well, let me tell you something. Health insurance is wildly freaking complicated. That's what I love about it. The barrier to entry into this is very difficult. You have to be able to learn everything there is to know about every single kind of plan that's out there. You need to be able to tear that plan apart and put it back together on the things that you sell and the things that you don't, and most importantly, the things that are not good, because our job is to take care of people. Our job is not to sell. Our job is to make sure we keep our clients safe and to be completely transparent with them, because the client is the most important thing in the world. It's the reason we're here. It's the reason you're able to feed your family. It's the reason that we're able to grow this company. And so we have to take care of the client. We need to be intelligent enough to be able to understand every aspect of this wildly complicated business. The second trait we need is curiosity. Well, what's curiosity? Well, I like to think of it like this. So if the more intelligent we are, the more we realize we're not intelligent, then curiosity would be knowing that you're not intelligent and working every single day to rectify that problem, knowing you'll never achieve the end result. So the idea here is you need to be more intelligent and understand the plans and understand the process and understand sales and understand marketing better than anyone else in the world. And it's my job to teach you that. But if you're not curious, I can't get that done. The third trait we need would be charisma. Well, what's charisma? Most people think charisma means making people like you. That's not it. Now, maybe it is, but it's not what I'm looking for. I don't care if people like you. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if my clients like me. Because we don't sell insurance. What we sell is trust. Do you have the ability to make people trust you? Which means I need to be able to speak to people the way they need to be spoken to, and everybody needs to be spoken to differently. I need to be able to get on the phone with a truck driver from South Georgia, and I need to be the man he needs me to be, right? And then maybe I need to get on the phone immediately after that with a nurse from North Arkansas, and maybe immediately after that I need to get on the phone with a female plastic surgeon who owns her own practice in Chicago, Illinois. And I'm gonna have a different way of speaking with all of those people. I mean, let me get real. I don't speak to my daughter the same way I speak to my son, and I don't speak to my son the same way I speak to my wife, and I don't speak to my wife the same way that I'm gonna speak to you. There's a different version of me for everyone. But you wouldn't believe how many people out there have no idea how to speak to people. I mean, if I only know how to speak to middle-aged, bald guys who went to a crappy college, I'm not gonna make very much money. I'm not gonna help very many people. And if our job is to keep people safe and I'm not helping them, I can't trust the next person who comes along, so I need to be the one that takes care of them, right? So I need an unhealthy high level of self-esteem. Like a remarkably high level of self-esteem. I'm looking for the kind of guy or the kind of girl, or the kind of man, or the kind of woman that comes in and slams their hands on the table and says, "Harry, you are so lucky I'm here." That is the kind of personality that we're looking for. Because again, we sell trust, right? And if you don't believe in yourself, it's gonna come across to the client like you don't believe in the product. And our products need to be believed in. Also, you need to be able to handle people telling you to F off. If you can't handle that, this is not the right position for you. If you need an ESA dog to come to work with you every day and snuggle with you every time somebody tells you to get lost, well, this isn't the right job for you. Not because I don't love you, but because I do. Not because I don't care about you, but because I care about you so much. This is a place that will change your life, either for the better or for the worse. And I'm not interested in changing people's life for the worse. I'm in the world of changing people's life for the better. So you need to have a high level of self-esteem. The next thing we need is probably unhealthy level of competition. We need to be the kind of person that gets angry if you lose in an Uno game, right? You need to be the kind of person that if I am outdoing you, you're going to outdo me. If the person to your left is outdoing you, you're going to outdo them. And you will never tolerate anything but winning. I mean, like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan level of competitiveness. That's what we need. The last trait that we need is grit. Now, what is grit? Well, Malcolm Gladwell says that it takes 10,000 hours to be a master of anything, right? Okay, well, how many hours do you have when you come in? Well, some people come in here with 10,000 hours. And if you come in here with 10,000 hours, this is going to be super easy for you. And some people come in and I have to teach them how to count to 10,000, and I don't know which one is you. So, you got to be able to keep going until you hit your 10,000 hours. You got to be able to give me one more day. Give me one more call. Give me one more book. Give me one more try. Give me one more hour of learning. Now, if you have all of those traits, if you grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on all of those and you're an 8 or above, this is the right place for you. If you're not an 8 or above, this probably isn't the right place for you. God bless you. Please do not come in. All right. Now, you've got questions. Let's talk about those questions. What's your first question? All right. Well, number one, how much do people make here? Well, that's difficult. This is not a get-rich-quick place. I do have people who make 7 figures, and I have people who can barely get by. I don't know which one you are. And I have everything in between, right? I have 22-year-olds making $250,000 a year. I have people in their 40s making over 7 figures, and I have everything in between. I have 40-some people in their 40s who can't make $1. They lied to me about who they were, and I didn't catch it. So how much money do people make? I'll tell you, the exact amount. People make exactly what they think they're worth. You know how I know? Because I can watch you. When I first started, I had to make $2,500 a week or I was going to go bankrupt. I didn't have a choice. I had to make $2,500 a week. So I would work every single day from 5:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night, because that's what it took when I first started to make $2,500 a week, because we didn't have a pitch, we didn't have a script, we didn't have leads coming in, we didn't know what the heck we were doing, and I had to develop all that. And the only way that I could make the $2,500 a week was to work that many hours. Now, I figured it out. My first week, I was already making more than that. So then I went to my wife and I said, hey, baby, we made the $2,500 we need. Should I keep going? And she said, sweetheart, get your ass to work. So we kept going, right? And I can tell what you think you're worth, because at 4:45 and that 5 o'clock button hits and you got your backpack on like Dora the Explorer, backpack, and you're hitting the road, I know that you value yourself at a very low level. But other people here, they're here till 10 o'clock at night. And here's what I ask of you. This is what I expect of you. In your first year here, I expect you to live, breathe, think nothing but this. I expect every single heartbeat you have for 1 year. Now, after that, if you give me 1 year of your life, I will give you the rest of your life. I will change your life forever so that you can take all the vacations you want, so you can take your kids to whatever college you want. But you got to give me that 1 year. And I'm not going to make you, because I don't care. I pay attention to the people who care. So that is how much money people make here. Your next question is, well, where do the leads come from? Well, that's a great question. Glad you asked. I happen to have built probably the best lead source in the country for this. So we have the ability to give you, at this particular time, unlimited leads. You can have as many as you want, but we only give leads to the people who hunt for themselves. So if you hunt, we reward you. And if you don't hunt, take care, brush your hair. This ain't the right place for you. My job is to take someone who can make $1,000 a week and get you to 2, 2,000 to 4, 4,000 to 8, 8,000 to $16,000 a week. That is my job. Your job is to take care of yourself and learn and hunt. And if you can do those, we're gonna have a good time together. So your next question is, what does the training look like? Well, what a great question. I am so glad you asked. Here's how it works. You get started. You start here, day one. Just come in, get to work. I'm gonna put you next to one of the best salespeople in the country. Many of my people here are top 10 in the country. And your job is to get yourself paid in your first week. Your first week. Come in, sit next to one of the top in the country, and your job is to use that reciprocity to call your plumber, to call your electrician, to call your mom's plumber, to call your mom's electrician, to call your Aunt Chrissy's electrician, to call your Aunt Chrissy's plumber, and call these people and say, hey, may I be of assistance to you? May I at least take a look at what you have, let me audit it, explain it to you, and see if we can be of assistance, see if we can get you a better plan at a better price. You bring me 3 of those, and we will pay for your license. We will pay for your license, and this whole time, you train yourself, we train you, and then once you get your license, you can sell anywhere in the country. Now, every time one of my top 10 people, one of my badasses help you close a deal, you make your commission. So you should be making money in your first week, and most of my top agents made money in their first week. Now, the last question is, how do I get started? How do I move forward? Well, that's simple. Fill out the little form below. We'll give you a call, and we will begin the process. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day. Bye.